So did anybody, last night, did anybody, burst into song?
Hey everybody, it's episode 108 of Revisiting Sunnydale. I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella.
It's musical day.
Woohoo!
Everybody's favorite. I'm pretty sure mostly everybody's favorite. It's one of mine, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're still lockdown-ish. Our thing is, wait, what? All right, so I totally got distracted by your notes here about Alexander Skarsgård. Because that's a name that I haven't heard in a while, and I miss him on my television. So
and we'll explain why.
So screw all that boring quarantine talk. So basically, we're here to talk about Buffy and Alexander Skarsgård. So before I forget, like our Facebook page, Revisiting Sunnydale. Follow us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. Rate, review us, and follow us and subscribe to us on iTunes, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Player FM as well. I guess before we get too deep into it, we'll do Alexander. What's he doing?
So, do you remember the miniseries in the 90s based off of Stephen King's The Stand?
Yes.
And how terrible it was.
Yeah. I mean, I barely remember it, but yeah.
For such a great book, it was a very disappointing miniseries, but it was all right for the time and what it was and what they could do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the time has come, and CBS All Access is doing a new miniseries.
Interesting. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Stephen King is writing a new ending.
Oh, okay.
And the best news is that Alexander Skarsgård is playing Randall Flagg, the villain.
Ooh, I do love it.
One of the best villains.
Cool.
Yeah. He's one of the best villains in Stephen King history.
Really? Okay.
So to have Alexander Skarsgård play him, it's like, yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to either read the book or I don't know if I have 3 years. Do I have 3 years?
It's a pretty big book. You might want to just get the audio book on Audible when you forget to cancel it next
time. Exactly. I'm sure I've got like 500 credits.
Yep. But out on top of that, James Marsden is playing Stu Redman, the Gary Sinise role in the original.
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg is going to be in it as Mother Abigail.
Nice.
We have to put up with Amber Heard. She's playing Nadine Cross, the role that was played by Laura San Giacomo in the miniseries, who I just don't like her.
I'm not.
We're rewatching Just Shoot Me, and she's kind of terrible.
Wow, that's a random one.
Yeah.
Watching Just Shoot Me.
And in a surprise, your old school boyfriend.
Brendan Fraser?
Nope. Eon Bailey.
Who?
Eon Bailey.
Eon Bailey?
He was in the hyena episode of The Pack. He was in The Pack.
Oh, that guy.
Uh-huh.
Good on him.
Yeah. He's got a job. He last showed up he was in a couple of things, but for me...
He was on Fight Club.
Yeah. And he was on Once Upon a Time. He was Pinocchio.
Okay. But yeah, like Fight Club was what? Mm-hmm. Most recently for me.
Those eyes.
I know. He's so pretty.
He is so pretty.
Bless his heart. He looks like he grew up well. Like
he did.
He's all right. He's all right. Good for you.
He's doing well. He looks good.
I like it.
I like it. Birthday, actually.
What's that?
We share a birthday.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. He's basically exactly like our age.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, The Stand. Is it already? I'm assuming it's already filmed and everything. And
they say it says 10 episodes, 2020. They're aiming for 2020. And the thing I watched on IMDb TV this morning said, quarantine or not, it's still on track.
Okay. Cool.
I'm like, all right, because it disrupted everything else.
Right. Speaking of things that like subscriptions, I forgot to cancel. CBS Access is one of them because I subscribed to that for Twilight Zone, which I never finished watching.
Some of them were really good and some of them were terrible.
Yeah, there was one, I think it was the Twilight Zone about a kid president.
Yeah.
Which that's the last one I watched because I was like, I think we've puttered out of
John Cho was in that one and that little Jacob Tremblay kid.
It was disappointing because I really like John Cho, like everybody's fake boyfriend, John Cho. Like,
yeah, that episode was great. That whole season was like up, down, up, and I don't think I ever finished it.
Yeah,
but I think it's coming back for a second season. And I love Jordan Peele. There is a Jordan Peele show coming to executive produced by Jordan Peele, coming to HBO. Lovecraft.
Oh yes, I saw the trailer for that, and it
looks so good.
Like, I'm so into it, but then I was like, "Is that a fucking dinosaur?"
That's what I was like. Was that an alien monkey dog? What was that? Why? I was so intrigued, and now you threw in a puppy monkey baby, and I don't know what's going on.
I know it's like I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm gonna be hesitant about how deep I get excited about, like how excited about it I get because, dude. All right, so once more with feeling, welcome back to my television, Alexander. I've missed you. I was very close to rewatching True Blood recently.
Me too. Just because, but then I start remembering some of the bad stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to put myself through that again.
I know, right? It's like when
the minute we get to Were Panthers and orgies, I'm out.
I know.
I can't do it.
The whole Maynard thing.
Right.
Like,
no.
Oh my God. So as we said, we're talking about Once More with Feeling today, the musical, and I decided to go ahead and reach out to our listeners and stuff and find out what is your favorite song from this episode, because everybody has one, and you know it's like been released on all platforms. I'm pretty sure. I think there's even a vinyl. Like you could get the vinyl album of this, and you know, all of us Buffy fans, I'm sure this is on heavy rotation, like on your iTunes or music, whatever musical platform you listen to your jams to. This is always on here. So I listed all the songs and did a little poll, and 37.5% favorited "Rest in Peace." Which that is a shock to me.
As they should.
It's not a bad song, but it's definitely not my favorite. And like coming in second with 25% is something to sing about.
That's not surprising. I'm not surprised at all.
I mean, I get it. You know, everybody's super stoked about Spike getting his jam on, getting his rock on, and you know, and James is an actual singer and he's got a band and all that stuff, but I feel like he was robbed for this song in particular. Like I think like it doesn't rock as heavy as I feel like it should, and it just feels a little clunky in some of the melody for me, so I'm just like,
I'm about to probably lose some fans with what I'm about to say. But have you ever listened to Ghost of the Robot?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
they are a little clunky.
Yes, absolutely. I can listen to
flavor of rock.
I know. I can listen to exactly one song and feel good about it. Ghost of the Robot. No, actually, Angel is the one that I really like.
and that they just, it's like it never quite gets to that next level. It never. It's like. It's the hardest dad rock I've ever like. It's a hard dad rock.
It is.
You know,
it really
it's one step above Dog Star, Keanu Reeves' band. They try so hard.
I know.
But then you look at someone like Jared Leto and you're like, now you do that from now on. That's what you're supposed to do.
I was like, you guys you're not doing it right. I mean, Jared got it. Like, I don't understand like where Jared gets off from being so damn talented with like everything.
Right?
Like, how dare you? How dare you, sir?
Right? Quick little offset story. Did you hear what happened to Jared Leto?
No, what happened to him?
At the beginning of the pandemic?
No.
He had been on a 14-day, no cell phone, no internet retreat in the desert somewhere. And he came out and like he had no idea what was going on with the virus or anything. And it was just like, his phone went explode and he was like, what in the, I'm going back. I would have turned around, taken my ass right back in wherever the hell I, nope.
It's not worth it. I'm going back, guys.
No, we're going.
That's insane. Could you imagine the feeling of panic and just dread that you get?
It'd be like Rick walking out at the beginning of Walking Dead, like,
exactly.
Hello?
In the middle of just chaos and nonsense and just, oh my God, poor thing. Poor Jordan Kettle.
Probably didn't have a mask or anything on. It was just
It's like, why is everybody wearing masks? Why are people looking at me like this?
Right? You need to start watching, turn on your notifications for him on Instagram because he just live chats with fans for randomly.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even follow him on Instagram.
The look on one girl's face when he connected with her, she was just like,
I wouldn't even know what to say to this dude. Like,
right?
I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan, you know?
I would just be like, just talk. That's fine. I'm just going to sit here and stare at your face.
That's okay.
Any questions? Nope.
Nope, none whatsoever.
Nope. Pick up whatever book is nearby and just read.
Yeah, we're good. Just give me
That's another side effect of the quarantine is celebrities just going live with fans.
I know. And I've been trying to I've put Donnie Wahlberg on timeout because he was like really heavy into it for like the first couple weeks and he would never pick me. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Donnie. We're done here. And the only one that I have, and I've only tried with him and Yvette, why can't I remember her name? Nicole Brown?
Nicole Brown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she picked me, and we had a lovely 30-second conversation. Yeah. And it was great. So, I mean...
No, I didn't mean to. I was kidding. Like, and I don't think that they can they randomly pick you, or you have to put a request in?
I don't know, because I've never done like an Instagram live on my end, so I have no idea how it works. I mean... you do it's like, hey, request to be connected or whatever. But I assume maybe that they can just go ahead and pick you without you requesting, because I think like little waiting room waiting room fills up and all that stuff, and you just get lost in the muck.
Yeah.
After a while. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I watched a lot of Idris Elba's Instagram lives.
I watch a lot of Dion Cole because he DJs.
Right.
And it makes me laugh, and he's really funny.
The one thing about Instagram Live, though, that kind of makes me uneasy is, do you ever like go in to just some like whatever is live? I just kind of like pop in and say, oh, what are they talking about? And like you're like one of five people that's in there.
I've been one of one, and I'm like, nope. I'm sorry, I can't be the only one.
Right. And you feel so bad. Like, ooh, I hope they didn't notice. Like,
right? And then one day I want to like silence the comments. So I keep thinking I can do that. So I'll like swipe up.
Right.
And it will kick me out. So then I have to come back in, and then it shows me as joining again. And I'm like, damn, I look like a crazy person.
Right. I was like one of like just a couple of people, one of five or something. And it was a girl that I know. And I think she was just dancing. Like it was like a dance break or something that she was doing. And I was in there for a little too long. And she noticed me. She was like, hi, Camila. I was like, damn it. So now I gotta hang out here for a little bit longer.
That's really funny. I've not done Instagram Live. I don't know if I will.
I have no reason.
No. I'm not that interesting. Like, what am I going to do? Turn it on while I'm making Legos?
Like, yeah, like I'm not that narcissistic.
Right.
And I'm not that interesting. Like, there's no need, guys.
Like a lot of these celebrities are so bored. They're just like, I need content.
Right, dude. Jordan Knight, extremely boring.
Yeah.
I went on one of his Instagram lives, and of course, there's like a bajillion people there, and I didn't try to I didn't request for him to chat with me or anything, but he's so boring. Like, he He's sitting there just like da da, like going, like scrolling through, like da 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 da. Oh yeah, okay, Like,
Wow. Rose McGowan is she's pretty great. I watched her for like an hour one day. She was just dancing around her house.
really?
Yeah, she's really interesting.
Okay, hopefully.
I like her a lot.
Yeah, like I like her, but I'm like I would be afraid that like I just have this vision of her just like basically preaching or whatnot.
Yeah.
Just like she seems like she'd be very serious. Like I just don't see her letting loose and just being free.
It was nice to
feel
see
like
her,
she has a
but she just
platform.
has an album out now. And it's pretty
really?
amazing. It's not bad. I liked it a lot. And she was just like dancing around in her house to it.
Oh wow. Okay. So it was self-serving. So coincidentally, today is the day 2003, the day that Chosen first aired the episode of Buffy. And I just so happened to be wearing my Chosen Scooby's like fake LP cover t-shirt. I didn't even know that today was the day for it. So,
I can't wait to get into that episode.
yeah. Yeah, so that was pretty serendipitous. So, but we're talking about season 6, episode 7, Once More with Feeling today. Original air date November 6th, 2001. Written and directed by Joss Whedon. In this musical extravaganza, Sunnydale residents find themselves bursting into song and flame when a demon attempts to make Dawn his bride. Important guest stars Amber Benson as Tara and Hinton Battle as Sweets the demon. Now, this is... As far as I know, this musical episode was like the first television show to do a musical episode, and it set off a bunch of lesser than copycats.
Yeah. And it is good, but it's not exactly the first. Apparently Xena, Warrior Princess, did it first.
Really?
Yeah. I've never seen that episode, so I might be looking it up later because I'm sure that show was ridiculous.
I never watched it.
So I'm sure that episode is insane. Some other notable shows that did musicals, Psych, of course.
Dude, how? No, I thought, okay. I saw your thing, the abbreviation. I thought it was How to Get Away with Murder. How I
that would have been funny. Once Upon a Time, Scrubs, How I Met Your Mother, The Flash, and Community. I just posted 2 good articles on our Facebook page, and I'll get them to our Twitter page later, but lists out some musical episodes.
Interesting. Yeah, some of those, like the Scrubs, I did not enjoy. Psych, I wanted to really like it, but I didn't like it that much. And for whatever reason, it doesn't come with the rest of the episodes.
That's
because I've like it's Psych. The entire series is on Amazon Prime right now, and the musical is not in that mix. I think it's like separate from everything. So it's weird. And I think you have to, and I don't think it's on the DVD set either. I think you have to buy the musical separately as a DVD.
That's messed up.
It is. And I don't know why. But yeah, there were a couple other musical episodes that kind of fucking speaking of Shonda Rhimes, Grey's Anatomy did one.
Yes.
Terrible.
Except for that one lady's voice. It's like, oh my Lord.
Right. She was a great singer. I think she played Callie.
Yeah.
Her character name, I don't know her real name, but yeah, she had a great voice, but like the rest of them, they could kick rocks.
Right.
So this episode opens with like your typical, I guess, musical type fashion. A little montage of everybody getting dressed and ready for the day and blah, blah, blah. And the opening number is Going Through the Motions. Buffy is out patrolling.
It's so boring. It's such a boring song, and it's so basic.
It is, but I like it. And I mostly like the little sarcasm, like with the little prince, or when she saves that guy. Right. So she gets the demon. When she saves that guy, starts to hit on her, and she's like, whatever. And it's just, I mean, it is basic, and I assume that's the point.
Yeah.
Because she's just going through emotions.
Yeah.
And I know. So going into this, I'm assuming I forget like all the specifics on everybody, but I know Sarah wasn't too jazzed about having to sing.
She hated it. She absolutely hated it.
Well, she's not bad.
No, she said she's glad she did it, but she's glad she never has to do it again. It's fair.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
We just see one important thing happens in that opening montage, and it's while Willow and Tara are getting ready and Tara's making the bed, and she finds a flower under her pillow.
Right. And she just thinks, oh, cute.
Right. But obviously she didn't just think, oh, cute, because she went and looks it up later in the episode.
She didn't, yeah, but that was after Dawn was like, oh, yeah, you guys were fighting.
Yeah, that's what you had.
She's right, so she was carrying this flower around all day. And I also think that she should have known right away what type of flower it was.
Right.
Like this level of witchcraft in which they are, but okay, sure. So Buffy's singing her song, going through the motions about basically this is what her life is right now. She's dealing with not having her head in the game. She's on autopilot, which a lot of us can relate to about getting to a certain place in our lives. Not exactly because, we were brought back from the dead, but because you just get complacent at a certain point in your life. And sometimes things aren't exactly the way that you want them. Mm-hmm. So she's going through that, and then she gets to the magic box, and everybody, she asked everybody if they burst into song last night, and I love like everybody talking over each other about, like, oh my God, this happened, and blah blah blah.
Like, so much. I think Giles says something about the room service chat.
Yes. And that brought me back. It's like, oh, Giles has been staying in a hotel all this time,
right?
So he doesn't have he absolutely did not keep his apartment.
And y'all don't have a guest room. Everybody else lives at the Summers house. You don't have a guest room that he could stay at. He's paying your bills. So he paid all your bills and you're making the man sleep. Well, no, because when he came over the first night, he had to sleep on the couch.
Right, exactly. And I think it's probably because Giles is like, no, I can't 24/7 with these kids. I'm going to fuck somebody up. I'm going to bust somebody in their mouth. He needs some alone adult time.
Xander's stupid little tame the cruller thing. Like,
I don't know why. Like, was this the same time as Magnolia was out?
Maybe. I just like that Anya's just like, still funny, honey. Clearly it's not. No one thinks it is.
Right, exactly. It's difficult for me to like really go through and talk about this episode. It just feels like talking about an album or a music video or something.
It is. Yeah. It's interesting.
So it's kind of awkward.
Although I really do like this little breakdown song.
The theory?
Yes. Willow does her damnedest not to sing.
Oh, yeah.
In this episode. Because she can't. So she kind of just talks through all of her parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but when I first got this CD, I tried my damnedest to learn every single word to these songs.
Really?
And some of them are really hard.
Oh?
Xander's little breakdown, and I've got a theory about the witches, is incredibly complicated because of how fast it is.
Right. I've got a theory. It could be witches, which is ridiculous because witches, they were persecuted, wicked, good, and love the earth, and not power. Now we over here.
Exactly. And then I love Anya's little breakdown about bunnies because it's just hilarious.
It is, and it's perfectly placed, and I love it. And this is also one of my favorite songs. Not exactly the favorite, but yeah, like it's so good.
And they're
the crickets, like after when she's done,
or maybe midgets. And all of their personalities come through so strongly. Like even Willow's like, there's something fucked up. We need to figure this out.
Right.
This is wrong. What are they wearing?
Dude. Okay, first of all, I am bothered by the fact that they're walking around holding hands in the magic box. Like,
Mhm.
there's not. I mean, there's y'all in love. That's cool and that's great and whatnot. But there is not that much love in the world where you gotta be walking around in a store holding hands.
Holding hands.
Well, it's just too much. It's way too much. And yeah, and I don't know because they weren't wearing outfits like this before.
No,
It was like something special for the musical or something. Let's put them in corsets and
right, and they don't wear them ever again.
no. So it's very weird. Like Willow, like Tara almost pulls it off. Amber almost pulls it off.
She looks
But-
beautiful.
Yeah,
The
but-
outfits are stupid, but she looks beautiful.
right. But Allison, she looks. It looks ill-fitting on her. Like it just doesn't fit. It doesn't seem right. Not that it doesn't like fit right, but like it just doesn't seem like it's her, and it's very awkward looking.
It's pinned in weird places. It just doesn't. It doesn't fit.
Right.
So they're all, wondering. I've got a theory about this. I've got a theory about that.
I love that Giles got it like right immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Got a theory. It could be a dancing demon. No,
Yeah.
something isn't right
Not
here.
right there.
No, that was it. That's exactly what it was.
And Buffy's like, it doesn't matter what it is. No matter what we're facing, we can handle it.
Right. Because
she's
we've done
done it
we've
twice.
faced worse. Right.
And I loved Giles's little breakdown
Oh,
there. Oh, he's so, every time he opens his mouth, I'm just like, hello.
Exactly. I just want to be locked away in a cabin with him.
Right.
With a nice roaring fire and a glass of red wine.
Right.
Serenade me with his acoustic guitar, whatever you want to sing, Anthony, whatever you want to sing. And I don't know what it is about this episode in particular, like with the emergence of the Ripper aside, like this is Anthony Stewart Head in his most fuckable moments.
Yep.
I don't know.
They are. They really are. They really, really are.
Because he is so attractive in this episode.
He really is.
Every little thing.
Whew.
Like when Buffy says that she died twice, and he did a little smile, that little half smile, he goes like, "Oh, touche."
Yep. We get it. There's a couple really funny cameos in this episode, and we get the first one here by writer, director David Fury. When they're wondering if they're the only ones this is happening to, and Buffy goes outside, and there's a man singing about getting mustard out of his shirt. That is David Fury.
I love it.
Now, what I also learned for the first time today was that David Fury is in another episode that we hold dear to our hearts.
It's Buffy or Angel, because I know
On
he's in an
Angel.
episode of Angel. Yes,
On
the
Angel.
puppet.
Yes.
He's like the dude that was being held hostage by the puppets.
Yes, and I never knew that. I had no idea. With Smile Time, which is
Yes.
Smile Time. I can't wait to get there.
I know it. So Dawn comes in all excited and whatnot because they were singing at school, and she's like, and they all just kind of rain on her parade because
They
everybody
sure did.
sucks.
They sure did, except for Anya. Anya's the only one that's actually listening to her because she said
Right.
something about like she gave birth to a pterodactyl or something.
Right.
And Anya's so concerned.
Oh my God, did it sing?
So at least she was listening to Dawn. Everybody else is just going about their business. And Willow and Tara are TMI, y'all. Like, go home.
Exactly. It's like it's spring fever is happening with them right now. Like they are really, and they're being very, they're obvious about it,
Yeah.
but trying to hide it. They're obviously trying to hide what they're doing and trying to get out of doing the work. And it makes me mad because if I were one of their friends, I'd be like, you know what? If y'all want to go, just go.
Just go.
Don't make up. You're grown. Don't make up a bunch of stories about the book with the text and the blah, blah, blah.
Right. So then they go for a walk. They're walking home, which I thought y'all had business to do, but y'all taking your time getting home,
Right.
walking through
Okay.
the park. And these two guys check them out. It's very disturbing what she says.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I'm cured. I want the boys.
Right. What? Why?
Why?
Like, I don't know. Is she just, I mean, that seems
That's
really
not-
like a low blow to be just to be sarcastic about
Right.
it. Like, it just, yeah, there's just like a whole conversation that needed to be had at that point.
And it's
Like, wait a minute.
another disturbing example of this show's lack of understanding about bisexualism.
Right. And sensitivity.
Sensitivity to all sexualities.
Right. I hate the song. This is the one song that I skip every time, even when watching the episode. I hate this song.
I like the beginning of it, and I like the part where she's dancing because Amber has a pleasant voice.
She does.
You know. And then when they like time warp to their bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's too on the nose for me. I get it. Like I
Right.
see what's happening. I know what's going on. You don't
Right.
need to sing about it.
Right. Got it.
And they cut it off at a very probably censor-driven time.
Probably. Yes. Back at the Magic Box, like or Dawn mentions how she thinks it's romantic. Like, everybody's trying to cover for Tara and Willow about what they're actually doing, and Dawn's like, "Dude, I know what they're doing." She's like, "I think it's romantic," and then they're like, "No, it's not." Why?
Why? Why not? Why you got to shoot down her? Leave her alone. Except then she's. I think earlier in the episode she was so annoyed with everyone ignoring her that she just sat by herself at the counter. But then she saw something on the counter. She stole it.
Yes. So
Her thieving little hands again.
the
just
kleptomania is running hot with Dawn.
And then the weirdest part of this episode, this poor man, I should have put him as a guest star. I don't even know his name, but he's a wonderful tap dancer. And if you've ever watched this while you're trying to fall asleep and you all of a sudden just hear the shuffling of feet and this poor man kind of like, whoo, you're like, what is going on? Is this poor man about to explode?
Yes, he is setting the dance floor and himself on fire.
Mhm.
And then we get a glimpse of our big bad for this episode, who is responsible for it all, a dancing demon.
Yes, named Sweet.
That's it. Sweets. Who, I mean, I guess he kind of looks like the devil, and like drawn in a Hansel and Gretel kind of way. I don't.
And
But
wore
very sharply dressed.
suits and spats.
Yes. Right. And now we get to my favorite song, I'll Never Tell. This song is so fun.
You know, the more I watch this episode, I like this song less and less.
Why?
Well, you made note of number one. I find it hard to believe that Xander wears those pajamas to bed.
This is the first and last time he has ever worn those silk ass matching pajamas. Right? Xander strikes me as a t-shirt that he was wearing in either no pants or actual pajama bottoms.
Like who? A little t-shirt with no pants.
He's Winnie the Pooh in it to bed.
Number two, I don't know what Anya's wearing, but I find it really annoying that she didn't grab some kind of robe or something to put on. Why she has to dance around in her bra in this whole scene. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, the first thing you're going to do when you get up is grab, like, your jacket or so, like, your little whatever, if you went to bed in that. Even if you went by yourself.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. It makes sense because it feels like even if it's the middle of summer,
right?
There, I feel like there's still a chill because y'all got central air.
Right.
Sure.
And the song is very cute. It is really cute. It is one long, I couldn't come up with a burn. So this is actually one long burn back and forth on each other.
Yes, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I adore the back. Look at me, I'm dancing crazy.
Right. And then just like watching her like pop in with little jabs at him ever so often when she pops in the frame. I would say
this is from a Shumash tribe.
Yes. I would say that Emma is the MVP of this in performing for this episode.
Yeah. Xander is a hot mess. A hot mess. And they make him do it at every con.
I know. Poor Nick. Like he likes it, and even I've had to like when I was traveling around with him, I've had to do Anya's part just at his table, but not like not on stage or anything. But yeah, so it's just I feel for them who I don't like. I wonder, I doubt Emma gets asked to do it as much. I doubt any of them get asked to sing the song as much as Nick has.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess everybody else isn't doing karaoke events either. So
you kind of bring it on yourself,
Yeah.
when you open that window.
Right.
They unpack a lot of things in this song, and they just kind of move on from it. They don't actually deal with a lot of the issues that are brought up
Exactly.
in this song. Mainly the fact that Anya knows that Xander's never gotten over Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets pissed about it when she brings it up.
Right. And I would also be a little bothered about being called a gold digger, basically.
Right?
Where Anya's concerned. Like, that's something we would still have to be talking about. Like, you mentioned about pot of gold. I would just want to know, what the fuck?
Let's talk about that.
Right, because she is a hard working independent woman. Like, she is bringing home her own bacon. She's not relying on Xander and his construction worker paycheck.
Right. And she doesn't live in that apartment, which is way too nice for his construction worker paycheck.
Which, yeah, and I'm weird. I don't know. I guess they weren't ready yet. That's right. I felt like they were already living together. Like, that's that song.
There.
I remember Giles. Right. I remember Giles asking if she's going to move in with you, and Xander being all hurt about it.
So when they're singing their song to Giles later that day, we get a second cameo from our favorite writer, Marty Malkin.
Marty, and then we also, and I don't know if she wrote this song or but we kind of get a glimpse, like the song, she's singing about a parking ticket. She's singing to a police officer or a meter maid or whatever about not giving her a parking ticket, and it's very heartfelt, and I love it. It's so cute. It's only like maybe 20 seconds long, but as like this scene is like one continuous shot.
Yeah.
So we start with Giles and Xander and Anya walking down the street, and like we're seeing folks dancing behind them and around them, and then we, for a hot second, like Giles and them, they become the background, and Marty and the parking ticket song become the foreground, and she's like singing her little heart out, and then we, before she's finished singing, we come back to Giles and them being the forefront of it. But if you listen, and also like if you listen on the album too, like it does finish off completely. But if you listen, you can hear Marty's finish by saying, "I'm not wearing underwear."
It's wonderful. And I had pointed it out to Raven when we watched it because she hadn't heard it before. And it's my favorite part of that little song.
Right. And I didn't notice it until I heard it on the album. Like until I was listening to the actual album. I just finished. I figured that they cut it off on the show. But yeah, like it's very faint in the episode.
Hey, I'm not wearing underwear. And they keep talking about so Giles and Xander and Anya are just talking about, what everything is going on. And I don't care about that because Buffy has showed up at Spike's to see what he knows.
Well, wait a second. I do. I like this scene a lot because of Marty and because of the way that they're just talking and keeping up the pace, and there's this whole walking and talking, and this is continuous shot and like all the stuff that's going on around them, and they're basically ignoring it. But a little insight, a little behind the scenes thing here is that when they get to the end of this, and Nick was telling me that he thought that he kind of messed up or something, or he kind of left Anthony hanging. He forgot a line or something like that. He left Anthony hanging a little bit. And so, or Anthony forgot part of his line. And then the last thing that Anthony says in this episode, I forget what it was, but he says something and he kind of trails off, and there's a little bit of silence for a beat. And then Anya pats him on the shoulder, like, they're there. And he just kind of looks at her like, what? That was Emma patting Anthony. And that was Anthony reacting to Emma. So that wasn't scripted.
That is pretty funny. That's pretty cute. It is a weird moment because it's just strange.
Yeah, like it's a little awkward, but it worked. So I guess they're like, okay, sure, we'll just leave it. And so now Marcella.
It's time. So what Giles had been worrying about was that they're talking about how Buffy doesn't seem like herself. And they're like, we pulled her out of some unknown hell dimension. Don't worry about it. She'll be fine. And that's when Giles just trails off. And it's so cute. But Buffy's come to Spike's house and to find out what he's seen. He's talking about some 600-pound demon seeing like Yuma Sumac. He'll really fuck you up.
Don't doubt it.
And again, she just keeps saying weird things to him. And he's like, oh, you just came to pump me for information? And she's like, what else would I want to pump you for?
Ew.
At least she's like, I really just said that.
Right? She catches it and is like, yeah, I heard that. I heard what that sounded like.
So Spike is trying desperately to get her out of the crypt. He wants her to leave. He's like pushing her out. And she's just like,
okay,
what?
there you go. Off you go then.
And she's like, no, what? What's wrong? And he's like, nope, everything's fine. Go. And it's because he can't help what's about to come out.
Right. I'm sure he's just like bubbling, like he can feel a song bubbling up. He's like, please get out, get the fuck out of here.
But she doesn't. And then there are several wonderful Spike moments in this song. From the when he closes that door and turns around and looks at her, and it's like, number one. And she's like rolling her eyes at him and not. Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah, it's not fun to just listen to this song. It's this song is only appealing to me and fun to watch it in the episode because of what James does with it. His
like
physicalities and his looks.
I think he overacts some of it, like the laying down on the crypt and putting his arms over. It's like, okay, you've gone a little too far. That's weird.
That was a 1980s video moment right there.
I'm surprised people don't ask him to sing this song at cons.
I think I was at a con once where they asked him to, but he didn't.
He sang some other original song. That's not what I want. I don't want to hear some weird Western that you wrote 10 years ago. Just play the damn song. And then there's a moment.
The robot stuff to yourself.
Yes, we don't want that either. So he's basically telling her that she knows how he feels about her, and it's always convenient for her. But now he's saying, that's it. Just let me rest in peace. Leave me alone. If you're not going to give me what I want, just let me rest in peace.
No lies detected.
And she just listens. She's like, she's got this very guarded, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I totally know what you're talking about. And I'm going to have to go home and unpack that on my own. But in front of you, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. And I do like the line where he's like, you whisper in a dead man's ear and it doesn't make it real.
Yeah. I love this song. I love this whole, I don't understand the night funeral. I like, what's going on there? And they've just stumbled upon this night funeral. Like that
always pulls me out of it a little.
Like, you know where you are, right? Like,
right.
In Sunnydale, you can't be going to night funerals.
Right. And also the moment, I'm sure, one of your favorites is his kneeling down in front of her.
Uh-huh. It's the way he tilts
that once over he gives her.
Yep. Anytime that man tilts his head, you're in for a treat. And then it's over too quickly. And we have to go back to the Summers residence with Dawn. And Tara's wearing the flower on her shirt. Like, if you were Willow, wouldn't you be like...
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That it's all dead. Let me get you a fresh flower.
Right. And Dawn's, talking about how they're so great together, and she didn't like seeing them fight at Anya and Xander's party because it made her belly hurt. And Tara's just like, the fuck?
I'm sorry. What's that now? She's like, we didn't. And she's like, no. And she just keeps going on. And finally, Tara's like, all right, I'll be back. I got to go work some shit out, apparently. And then we get a look-see at Dawn's box of hot items, like all the stuff that she's lifted. And I think, I'm pretty sure the majority of it is from the magic box. Rude.
Yeah. And it all still has price tags on it. It's not like she's wearing it anywhere. She just finally decides to put one of the necklaces on. And then she's, of course, accosted by a giant puppet.
There are like 3 disturbing episodes in the Joss Whedon verse that I know of. I don't know if there's other ones where puppets are just terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
What? Do we want to unpack that, Joss? Like, is there something that we... What happened to you?
So she gets yanked up by this puppet, and we come back to the bronze. She wakes up in the bronze, and I think you're right about her being a ballet dancer.
I'm pretty sure, like,
she has to have had some kind of training.
Yeah, Michelle looks like the way that she performs this. Michelle looks like she has had some sort of classical training in dance, which great because she's really good at it. I enjoy watching.
Wow, way to embrace the episode.
Exactly. So either way, props, Michelle. We don't give you nearly enough on the show.
Right. And it's a good scene too. It's a really good dance. And she had started off in her room singing about, like, does anybody even notice that I'm here? She feels invisible.
Which she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Her hair is so pretty.
It is. She's got great hair.
She has really, really great hair. So shiny and so long. And she meets, in a zoot suit and spats, Sweets. And I love this song. This song, Hinton Battle is a Broadway star.
Mm-hmm.
So this probably is the technical best song.
Right.
And dance moment in the entire episode.
Right.
And he just shows off too. It's just it's so easy.
Like, I got this. Like, let me show y'all how it's done. Like, for real, for real.
I've been watching y'all fuck it up all week. And now it's my turn. Watch me shine.
Exactly.
Except his chin grosses me out.
His makeup is really funky, and I hate it. And I think even one of his eyes are a little cocked, like the contacts.
No, that his eye is kind of like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
No way. His voice is amazing, though.
It is really good.
Telling the tale about how he's here, and he's basically, gonna make Dawn his bride.
Right, because she summoned him. And she's like, but wait. And then, okay, so there's a line, and I like the back and forth. It turned into after he's sung his part, it turns into a call and response kind of thing between him and Dawn. And where she's like, so I'm 15, so this queen thing's illegal. I just want to point out that we have acknowledged that underage human mating or pairing up with a demon is not right still. Okay.
It is not right.
So, okay, Buffy, Angel,
Edward.
Hello.
Every vampire in history.
Exactly. Every vampire in history who has fallen in love with a 15-year-old for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. I don't care if you look 17. You're like 150. It's wrong.
Right. It's rude. It's wrong. It's gross. Just let it go.
Find your own 150-year-old.
Right. Like, seriously, what could you possibly have to talk about?
At least 130. What I really like is that he's like, well, I don't care. I don't care if you're 15. You called me here. That's what we're doing. And she's like, but my sister's the Slayer, and she's going to be pissed if I don't get home on time. And he's like,
that changes everything. Everything stops. And he sends his puppets off to go find the Slayer. Tell her whatever. Just get her here.
Which is one of the funniest moments in this entire episode, because Spike ends up finding that puppet and he brings him to the magic box and tells him to spill his guts. And he like,
we have this big overture music. And we're all prepared for like this long drawn out ballad or
song.
And
I just want you to bring the kids. He's got the kid Slayer. They're the Slayer sister. He wants you to come to the Bronx. And even everybody's like, huh.
Okay, that was disappointing. Well, that's kind of a letdown. I was hoping.
Right.
Fine. But before that, Giles and Buffy are training, and we Giles' beautiful song, "Standing," which is second favorite.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful, and he's just singing about how basically he's holding Buffy back from her full potential as a Slayer and as an adult, I would imagine. As he's been trying to tell her, he's like, that whole, because she's really nonchalant still, because he brings up the whole Halloween thing with Dawn, and she's like, oh yeah, I thought you took care of that. And he's like, all right, yeah, but seriously, not my kid.
Right.
Not my responsibility.
This is a weird moment in the overall episode, because up until this point, everyone remembers the scene that's been happening around them.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, neither Buffy or when Tara joins this song,
right?
Neither of them seem to know or hear the singing that's going on.
Buffy actually goes into slow motion, while Giles is singing, which is weird.
It looks real crappy too.
It does.
Bless their little hearts for their CGI try, but it looks kind of bad.
Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right. But it's weird because every other time, everyone has heard and had to deal with or not deal with the consequences of the song that was sung.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, they don't hear this.
Right. When Giles is done, Buffy's like, did you say something? Just like, no. I said
no. Got talking to the damn tree again. And Willow didn't even see Tara come into the store.
Yeah. So Tara's been there for however long, but long enough for her to go put the pieces together about the spell that Willow placed on her, finding out like what this flower is used for and all that jazz. And so then we get another beautiful, like a reprise with Standing. And this is the only version of Under Your Spell that I do really like. I love listening to Anthony and Amber together. Like it's so beautiful the way that they put Joss put this together, or whomever composed it. And so they're both basically the song that they're singing. The overall theme is that it's time for me to go.
Yep.
Even though I don't want to, like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I wish I could stay, but I can't. Right. I have to go. And oh God, the song is so pretty.
I know. It gives me chills. Mm-hmm. Like just watching them.
But I don't think they hear each other.
Yeah.
Even though they're standing side by side, and they could have shared that little emotional moment and had a little support from someone.
Right.
I don't think they hear each other.
Maybe they found it difficult to have them share that moment without it feeling sexual.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's difficult, I would imagine, to like try to sing a duet with somebody, no matter what, like a ballad, sing a ballad with them, and it not like you share a moment or something and it not feel. Like,
yeah.
But finds out that Dawn's in trouble. Like, she looks like anything. Like, honestly, like she, like I don't like. It's almost as though somebody told her that we're salad dressing. Like I don't. It's just like, meh. Okay, must be Tuesday. Dawn's in trouble.
Yeah.
But Buffy's like, okay, let's go get her, and Giles chooses this moment to be like, nope, you can get this on your own. What? I mean, Can we wait? Can we wait till Dawn's not in trouble? Like,
right. Can we, when it's not important?
Right. Now it seems like a really bad time to go ahead and lay the hammer down now, Giles, to go ahead and put your foot down and make a change and teach her a lesson.
But we get what might be my third favorite song, which is Walk Through the Fire. This song has some heartbreaking moments with Buffy not feeling anything at all.
Right.
Some off-putting moments with Willow trying to sing again. I think there's like a
So, like, maybe this is just filler. I think this line's mostly filler.
Yeah. And some downright hilarious moments with Spikes.
I hope that bitch dies. I should go help her out.
It's so good.
Me up.
And it's, Sweet is bringing everything together and everyone is like converging on the Bronze. And the shot of the Scoobies walking with that fire truck going behind them because the damn city's on fire for some reason.
Right.
You never figure out why.
I guess because it's all the people spontaneously combusting, dancing to flames.
Yep. And it's before they leave the Bronze and have that awesome little moment, Giles is like, what did I do?
I was wrong, guys. That's my bad. Even
he is like, why did I pick this moment? Slayer's gonna die. We better help her out. That's the main thing. We all better help her out.
Yes. So off they go.
Off they go. And Buffy kicks into the door of the Bronze, which I'm not sure why that never made it to the credits. It reminds me of the angel kick in the door.
Yeah.
Which is just wonderful.
It's great. Angel kicks a lot of doors in, though.
He does kick a lot of doors in. I think they could have had a new one every season.
Yeah.
So everyone's on their way to the Bronze, but Buffy gets there first, and she's confronted with Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to... I guess she basically decides to like trade herself for Dawn.
Because Buffy this is the episode where you absolutely see Buffy has zero fucks. Everybody's feelings are what's important to him because, there's the whole thing, like, there's a belief that, when you sing, that's you, like, really putting your heart out there and all your feelings and all that stuff. And so I think that's kind of what his backstory is as this type of demon. And so he's also kind of like, he's not really getting anything from Buffy because she doesn't feel anything right now. So
right.
He's kind of like, he's feeling like, you're not really doing it for me right now. Like, I need a little bit, I need some more, like literally once more with some feeling now.
And then she gives it. And this is such a hard song. This is probably why she hated this.
Probably.
But she killed it.
Yeah. They did great. I like it, but again, like speaking of clunky, like it's just something about the progression of it that, like when we go from the chorus to the verses, and it's just I don't know, like melodically, it just really.
Mm-hmm. It's another one that took me a long time to get right because of how much it's broken up.
Yeah.
The rest of
I love the lyrics. I love the lyrics of it. But
yeah.
It's just. She's talking about how she just wants to be normal, but she's got all this other stuff going on. And like everybody, like, what am I supposed to be happy about when all I do is kill things all day long and get people out of trouble? I get no time to myself, even when at the end, and it was it. They pull me back.
Right. And the rest of the gang arrives. And I love that Giles is like, Anya Tara, she needs backup.
And they step right in as their backup dancers.
Background vocalists, backup dancers. And Buffy's just, singing along. She's going. And then she hits a certain point when she says, still my friends, don't know why I ignore. The million things or more.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start watching the realization dawn on Willow's face.
Oh, yeah. That's rough. Oh.
Yeah. Like, I feel like Xander's still there, like, huh?
Wait, what's she talking about?
But I think
there
Willow
fast.
got it way before anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
And by the time she actually, the little breakdown comes and she says flat out, you took me out of heaven.
Yes, I was in heaven. And Willow.
This is why Willow will always make you cry.
Mm-hmm.
Because she
without,
cry here, you're like, stop.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be
Right.
crying.
She didn't say a word. Like, all I'm doing is reacting off her reaction. Like, oh my God, why am I'm sobbing. There was no pain, no fear, no doubt. And then until they pulled me out of heaven. Oof.
And she just starts to back up, like, no.
Like, nope.
No.
Get out.
And of course, this is why Tara is amazing, because she goes right over and she's very supportive, and she's kind of holding Willow up.
Even though Willow is a
Like, I hate
traitorous.
so much right now.
Which Tara is a better person than I am, because I'm like, ha! I told you.
I told you what we were talking about, but no, you just had to go and think you were the big old witch that could do this and that. Look what you did.
So this is the moment when Buffy finally breaks it down to everybody that she was in heaven. When she finally confesses, this is when Buffy actually starts to feel something, and then she goes off and just starts to dance and dance and dance and dance her little white girl heart out.
Mm-hmm. And what's disturbing, she starts to like spark, and not a one of the people who tore her out of heaven, who wanted her back so bad and just had to have her alive, even steps up to try and stop her from dancing again.
Which, thanks guys. Oh, like
not even Dawn. Dawn's just like
sitting watching her smoking, just smoking, just going into flames, and then but who steps in? Spike, who wasn't even there at the moment. Like he probably just walked in the door. Was like, shit, I gotta.
Right? What are you guys just what? And he just snatches her up. And it's such a sweet moment between the three of them, with Dawn, Spike, and Buffy, reminding her why she has to stay alive.
Right.
And Dawn actually ends up talking back at her Buffy's little speech from the tower, and the gift, and that the hardest thing in this world is to live in it. Which, I don't know, dying kind of sucks. I kind of think that might be kind of hard too.
But sure.
I see what you're going for. Okay.
Right.
And Sweet is just kind of like, okay, that's nice and all.
Right. That was cool.
Business to attend to.
Right, exactly. Like, I thought for sure she was going to burn, but guess not. But all right, so me and my girl, we're going to go off now. We're going to go back to my lair. And Dawn's like, look, I did not summon this dude. Honestly.
And Willow in all her willowness is like, get out of here. And he's like,
right.
Ooh, I smell power. But
a deal's a deal.
Deal's a deal.
This is how things work. And Dawn is literally still, I didn't summon this dude.
She really is. I don't care. I've done a lot of dumb shit, but I did not do this.
It's like, I promise. He's like, but you have the amulet. That's what you summoned me. What had happened was I was cleaning at the magic box, and then and we took, and blah, blah, blah. And Xander waits to the very last fucking possible moment.
He sure does.
To confess.
Because you've known this whole episode that you did this.
Yeah.
You've known from the second, and you've been lying the whole episode.
The whole day. You have been lying your ass off to everyone. And still, nobody tests him on it. Nobody snapped. Like, I would still be kicking off in his ass for it.
Right?
Like, almost. Right? Like, if I were Dawn, like, I was almost a child bride.
Right. And speaking of which, he's like, Does that mean I have to be your bride? And Sweets is like, ooh.
Nah, we can go ahead and just let this go. It's fine. Can pretend it didn't happen.
I used all my sparkle. I had people maybe waste all come out here. I put my good suit on, my good shoes. For you? No.
You know how long it took me to get this suit pressed? Like, this was
right. Do you know how hard it is to find 3 giant puppets? You don't just conjure puppets like that.
There is grooming. That's a whole thing. Like, I had to raise them up for marionettes.
Carving. There's some wood carving. Don't waste my time.
Oh.
He just leaves. He's like, "There's a lot of fun, guys. I'm out of here."
Like, all right, I'm gone. This is some bullshit. You know.
We get a.
I wonder though, but I am curious as to, does he have multiple child brides? Like, has this happened before?
How many nations and places has he done this?
Right. Is there only just the one amulet that could possibly be used? Like, do they have just the one, or are there like a bunch out there? And how do they get out there? Like,
right.
And seriously though, so
how did he even do this? He's so incompetent. I don't know. What book did he find this spell in?
Exactly. How did he stumble upon this? And
how did was he sitting in the closet by himself? Like, because they're hardly ever alone.
Right.
Like,
how long did this take? Was this just kind of like a random wish kind of thing?
Right.
You know, how did he put 2 and 2 together? Like, oh, we do have the amulet here in the store. Like,
he had to do research, and I just don't.
I don't believe it was an accident.
And he did it all because he wanted to know how things were going to work out between him and Anya, because he's scared.
You know what you could have done? You could just like sit and talk to her.
Right.
Like an adult. Maybe you guys go to some couples therapy.
Right. So Sweets leaves, and they're all just left with all of this shit. Like, all this information's now out there, and they all just kind of looking around the room like, I would have been like, do we want to forget like Joyce used to? I just say we pretended like it didn't happen.
I love it. I know it's so terribly awkward. There's
it's so awkward.
Heavy cloud of just truth and just destruction and like relationships broken.
Yes, it's so, and everyone's looking, I hate you. I hate you. I don't care. I hate you. And nobody's putting the blame where it needs to be, which is on Xander.
Exactly. I think the only one who came out okay in all this is Spike.
Right. And so if you pay attention to the lyrics of this song, there's a line in there that says, I think it's at the very beginning, that the curtain will close on a kiss.
Right. The curtains close on a kiss, God knows.
You're like, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's like, all right, sure.
This big group sing, and it's during the middle of the big group number that Spike is just like, what in the fuck am I doing?
Right. He's all in it. Like, he's singing, everybody's singing along, and then like, and I also like the line, the battle's done and we kind of won. So we sound our victory cheer. And so yeah, they're all lined up and then they go hand in hand. And just when Spike's like grasps somebody's hand, and it's just like, bollocks this.
Yeah, he like lifts, they all go to lift their hands up, and he just is like, what the fuck? No.
Why am I? No, it's over and done with.
So he leaves, but Buffy follows him. And he's like, no, Slayer, go back in, finish the big group sing your little yayas out. And she's like, I don't want to. Don't tell me what to do, basically. Like, I don't want to.
What do you want to do, Buffy?
Right? And I'm like, what are you going to do? I remember the first time watching it, I was on the edge of my seat like, nuh-uh.
What's happening? What's going on? What are we doing?
The kiss, there's going to be a kiss. The curtain's going to close on a kiss. God knows it is going to be this. It's going to be this kiss. And yes, the answer to that question is yes.
Absolutely. So it's a nice little frame up. I love the nice little frame.
Oh, yeah.
Of them together, like a typical, like old school, like black and white, love scene moment. And they smooch.
And it's disturbing right from the very beginning, because she's saying flat out to him, she doesn't feel anything. She touches fire and it freezes her. And she's like, this isn't real, but I just want to feel. And he's like, okay.
That's cool. I'm fine. All for it. Let's do it.
Right? So later in the season, it'd be like, you knew what this was.
Right.
Flat out, you knew what this was.
He was just all, maybe I can make her love me. No, sir.
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. And then the curtain closes, and that's it. Except for one little thing that I hope everyone always waits until the end and watches. Is our traditional little Gur-Arg has his own little song at the end.
I always forget about that. It's like, Gur-Arg.
It's so cute. So this week it's a little weird to do our traditional little breakdowns. The song, I'm not picking one because they were all great.
Yes.
There's some are better than others. All of them.
To Joss, I guess he wrote them all.
Yeah.
And composed most of them. There was another composer that was listed in the opening credits. I forget who it was. But yeah, like the whole thing, beauteous.
The burn, again, I couldn't pick one specific burn, so I'm just going with I'll Never Tell. The whole song is a burn.
Yeah. That's what I would have to go with as well.
And we've got a lot of bodies. And the Buffy Wiki, actually, I don't think it's on here, but there's 2 vampires staked by Buffy, 1 vampire beheaded by Buffy, 1 unidentified demon that Buffy impaled with a sword, 1 unidentified man burned by Sweet. But it also appeared to me that Buffy killed all 3 of those puppets.
Yeah.
In the bronze. So I'm going to add that onto the list as well.
All right. Songs produced and arranged by Christoph Beck and, damn it, I missed it. Somebody, Josh Tobias or some shit.
Christoph Beck he does most of the score that we love. Anytime there's a Buffy Angel score that you love, it was probably Christoph Beck.
Yeah, it's Jess Tobias. So songs produced and arranged by those 2, which good on them.
Nice. Does it pass the Bechdel test?
Barely. Again, per usual.
Yeah. Random trivia. This is the only episode shown in the U.S. in the widescreen format. It was filmed in widescreen for seasons 4 through 7, but this was the only one that was actually shown in widescreen.
Interesting.
And then we talked about writer and producer Marty Noxon and David Fury as Parking Ticket Girl and Mustard Man, and David Fury's little appearance in Smile Time.
Yes.
And there's a very basic moral of the story.
Just try to be honest about your feelings. It's going to burn you up inside.
Mm-hmm. And it happened. It happened to me. I've definitely bottled stuff up until you explode, and it's not
exactly
good. To where you just literally cannot take it anymore, and you're just like, fuck it, burn the world down. I don't care. Gotta be better than this. And chances are, unfortunately, sometimes it is worth burning the world down.
Yeah, because you walk away with that just feeling lighter and better about things. Like,
no matter what the outcome is.
Right. It's like, that's fine. Like, it was meant to be. That's how it was meant to go. So let us know what your feelings are about Once More with Feeling. And you can record an MP3 file less than 2 minutes and email it to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. Next week is another one of my favorites, Tabula Rasa.
Yep.
I love this season.
Time with Randy Giles.
I love it. I love shows that are my favorite. Like my favorite shows. I love when they have episodes where the characters that you know and love get to play different characters that you don't know.
And there are so many moments in Tabula Rasa that, from Umad to Joan.
Right. You ready, Joan? Ready, Randy? Ready, Joan.
Ready, Joan. I can't wait. And we get to talk about how much of a dick Willow is.
Yeah. Yeah, totes.
Yeah. Yep.
Real dick move. All right. So, talk to us on Twitter. Back at Back to Sunnydale, or me, Camila, at _Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcel, at mspear7338.
All right, friends, until next time, we will talk to you later.